Welcome back to the Nerdrotic Podcast. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from San Francisco, California, and nerdrotic.com. And down in San Diego is my good friend and co-host, Dennis Bethalkis. What's up, Dennis?
Nothing much, man. I am, yes, sans beard. So, sans goatee.
It's a baby's bottom.
Smooth,
like a shorn scrotum.
Like a shorn scrotum. It's breathtaking, yes. We're here to see, or talk about, anyway, Venture Brothers, Season 7, Episode 10, the final episode of the season, the Saphrax Protocol.
It's a sad day. It's a happy day and a sad day because that was a great episode of the Venture Brothers. The show doesn't miss a beat. It gets better as it goes on. But before we go on, Dennis, spoiler warnings.
Yes, we're going to say
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So from here on out, we're going to spoil the shit out of this episode. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It's free for right now in the US on Adult Swim. You can go and watch it. That's how we see it early. Otherwise, you can wait till Sunday night, watch it then, and then come back and watch us later. And you can comment in the chat down below, or comment in the comments down below, I should say. So yes, so before we start, I did a little research on who the hell Saphrax is, because you know how the Venture Brothers are. These guys, they put in so much esoteric stuff, which we love them for. So Saphrax, Aletheus and Saphrax, who are two Grthungi chieftains who were co-regents for Vitherius, there we go, son and heir of King Vithemiris. This is back in the 300s, like 350s, something like that. And so it was an infant son, and they became the co-regents of him. And they engaged in battle with Rome from 376 to 383 AD. There you go. There's your history lesson.
Well, yeah, and those are from Dennis's personal notes because he was actually there. So
yes, I was.
Yes, and by the way, Viking bitch, yes, llama bacon is ridiculous, but it's half the fat of regular bacon. So got that going for us.
It's much leaner. It's much leaner than pork. So we start off with guild soldiers teleporting into Ventec from the teleporter that they had ceremoniously. Well, actually, the monarch had dropped into his lap and brought back to the guild.
Yes.
And they're looking to kidnap Doc Venture. And so they're making these plans in the little storeroom. And who opens up the door to the storeroom but a very sleepy Doc Venture in his tidy whities. And
they're like, going on here?
yeah, he's like, what's going on here? And one of the guards is, one of the soldiers, like, it can't be this easy.
That was super easy. Yep, and that was it.
And that was caught.
It. Yeah. Where was Brock? But we'll find out later.
Yeah, so Doc gets teleported back to the guild HQ up in space. And I love, we have Watch and Ward or greet him there, and they say, Dr. Venture, good to see you again. You're looking fit and trim. What's your secret? Well, I don't eat many, don't care.
I know.
And they drink them. Oh, I just love that. So one of the guild soldier who was leading this mission comes back, and he's like, oh, I left a little contingent behind for, to take care of things. And Watch, I believe, says, what are you talking about, little contingent? Everyone's going back. Everybody.
Yep. Nobody's coming back until Brock is secured.
Yeah. And that you can already tell what's going to happen at this point.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
God damn, that was good.
So the guild members meet, and we see the Red Dragoon and God, now I just blanked on his name all of a sudden.
I'm blank. It's live stream.
Yeah. We have the guild members showing up by shuttle 2 hours late. The guys with the two heads there, and I just blanked on them, so sorry about that. And they're trying to, the reason why they took the shuttle is because of what happened to the phage and the teleporter. There was a little mishap with the phage and the teleporter, and supposedly it has to do with biomechanics. If you have any kind of metal limbs and things like that, shit happens. You don't really make it through the teleporter. And I love it because they're going, that's a shame, because we wanted to kind of reenact. We wanted to be like Jimmy from Roadhouse, the gentleman that beat everyone with a pool cue. And Dr. Mrs. Girlfriend now at this point says, you can still get your ear pierced. That's not going to happen. Everything's fine.
And the phage was supposed to be, tending to his llamas to make the llama bacon.
Yeah. Which has half the calories of pork.
Of pork.
Yeah. Or fat, half the fat, of pork. And they're gathered there for what's called the tenning. And this is right. The tenning is what we have. So we see Hank dressed as Lando Calrissian walking across an ice plain. And he runs into these little dolls with teeth. They're very sharp teeth and they're blue. And he's like, hello, what's this? And that's when we see Action Man show up on the ridge above him. And he goes, don't move. They can't see you if you don't move. And he says,
stand perfectly still.
Yeah, stand perfectly still.
Why?
Yeah.
They're dolls.
Yeah, they're just dolls. Can I just kick them over? He goes, I never tried that. Just stand still every time I see him. So Hank just walks right there and just kicks him over.
And they're the dolls from Barbarella.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have kind of a weird purgatory we're in right now. That's half Empire Strikes Back and half Barbarella. And I guess it's from the perspective of whoever's dead or in a coma.
Yeah, and Mike Sider, I do believe Hank is pansexual. So there we go.
Well, we find out later on.
And I love, he goes, why are you dressed? Why are you on Hoth dressed as a Wookiee? And he goes, I'm Mark Hand, the Catsman. And this is the Ice of Weird. And Hank, you're dead. And he's like, no, I'm in a coma. You know, we find out he's actually in a coma is what's going on. And Action Man is trying to say that purgatory is Barbarella. And he's like, no, it's Empire. This is Empire. It's not Barbarella. He goes, I don't even know what Barbarella is. And we go back to Brock.
It's the greatest science fiction fantasy movie ever. Again, you're talking about the Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly. So we go back to the leader of the black ops team that's going in, and he finds one of his henchmen kind of breathing. He's like, what is it? What's going on? And we see Brock's hand just grab him. He goes, I've just crushed your windpipe. He goes, how many are you sending over? He goes, 5, 8. Oh, that's right. Your windpipe's crushed. Just nod. He goes, 15. He goes, 15. Nice.
That's a good number.
It's a good number. And then he just stabs him in the throat.
He goes, do you need air? Oh, yeah, that's right. Your windpipe. And he stabs him in the he's like, you don't want to stick your fingers in
there. I keep your fingers out of that. It'll get infected. So we go back and we're starting the ceremony now for Saphrax Gargarian, the first mercenary to turn a grudge into a career. And it's the story of Saphrax ritual that we're going through. And the monarch is Saphrax, and 21 is his helper, Aletheus. And
the first henchman.
The first henchman, yes, the very first henchman. And the first thing he has to do is he has to retrieve a stone, because this was one of the first things that Saphrax had to do as a child, was he had to reach into a stone that he had dropped, that he had lost in a log. And there's a creature in there that they have to get it back for, and they have to be careful because it's, dangerous. And so he reaches in there and goes, this is kind of nasty, and
this is our Flash Gordon reference.
Yes, our Flash Gordon reference.
Well, and then the story behind it was young Saphrax lost his favorite stone in a log of the beast or some shit like that. Favorites.
And so he's waiting to be stung, and he's like, what do you think? We bring a wild animal up here into the space station? No, your hand's in poop. That's enough. We didn't think you'd do it.
I wouldn't be touching poop.
Poop. Exactly. So we go back to Brock, and Brock is slowly hunting down the blackout team.
He's in a samurai.
Samurai armor, yeah.
That was brilliant.
And he screams, comes down and stabs this one guy in the head, and he crawls over to the intercom and grabs the intercom to announce him sealing them in. And he goes, your target for the night, Brock Sampson, has been really bored lately and will enjoy the shit out of this. Your unavoidable deaths will become the stuff of legend.
Yes.
And yeah, he basically just puts the shutters down. He's going to take out the entire
your sacrifice will be appreciated.
Your service is appreciated. It's just so bad, man. And so then we go back to we go to the hospital, and Hatred is waiting outside the ICU, and he's trying to get in to see Hank, but of course he's not the blood relative, so the receptionist won't let him in. And we go back.
Bested. Oh, what is it? Oh, Cindy Marie Abrams, you are my Waterloo, my Moriarty to my Sherlock, my saturated fat to my chocolate cookie.
Yeah, man. And so we go back to Dean, and Dean is in there. He's reading a list to a comatose Hank about why Dean is a crap brother. And of course, the first one is,
how many was it? It was like
124.
It's 100 and something, yeah.
124, yes. And the first one was, of course, he ate a half-eaten whatchamacallit that Hank had in the fridge that he blamed on Brock.
And then it was the night he actually liked the 98 Degrees song that Hank liked, and then he borrowed the 98. And then he borrowed the 98 Degrees CD and didn't give it back.
And he broke his Bop It Extreme because it was annoying. Bop It Extreme smash.
Quick story. Somebody gave one of those to my kid and it disappeared the next day.
Was I the one that did that?
You know what? If you did, you were no. I gave it to my kid. Probably.
I might have been the one. Who knows? That sounds. No, I don't. I don't think it was me.
Yeah, one night of hearing that bullshit, and it was over.
Yeah, it was understandable. Exactly. Viking bitch. Very understandable. So Hank and Action Man are riding along the ice on either a Minoc or a Stingray. They can't decide which one.
And the music with that. The whole fucking scene. Oh, it's all they're riding a Minoc over like a frozen river.
And they're talking about how they got there and how how he got into a coma too. And Action Man's telling him that you need to grow up, man. You can't lose it over a woman just like that. Lose it over a girl, especially with just puppy love. He goes, your dad was the same way. He dig his heels in and he'd just start going after him. And
he rode that woman till she stopped taking his calls
and had to move out of town and change her name.
And I won't tell you what it is.
And of course he does. He breaks down and says, he finds out it's his mother. Yes, that's what Hank finds out.
Hear Hank's mom's name.
Yeah,
Bobby and Saint Simone.
Bobby Saint Simone,
and
she's an actress. Oh man. And Action Man basically gives him advice. He goes, you know what? You haven't really done anything with your life. And obsessing over a girl like your dad would isn't the way of doing it. He goes, you just grow up at this point, is what he's telling him. And then they run into a Wampa. Exactly. So I love Brock corners a soldier who's got a gun. He's like, stand back, get away. And he goes, I'm going to shoot you. And he goes, go ahead, do it. And he shoots Brock in the chest. Brock goes down and he gets back up again. He goes, what are you, man?
What are you?
And he goes, you see this knife? I'm going to stick this up your ass. I'm going to
stick this so far up your ass. I'm going to stick so far up your ass. Then the guy, oh, wait, poison pills. When did you start taking poison pills?
Yeah. That's not fair. He bites into his tooth and activates a cyanide capsule and kills himself because he's so scared. So Watch and Ward have Doc Venture chained up on this little wall there, and they're doing tests on him, and they find out they're like, holy shit, the Monarch and him are blood relatives. Yeah. And we see these bodies. By the way, Brock has been throwing the bodies back to the teleporter.
with like notes and shit. And they're just ignoring it. They're like,
just leave them alone, because they're actually more interested in the fact that Doc is in the Monarch are related at this point.
And they know it's going to fuck up the ceremony. And
exactly. So they're waiting, and so we go back to the ceremony, and Saphrax, heavy with goat and burdened with terrible chicken, came to the bridge and was stopped by the keeper.
Young Saphrax, still angry at the awful advice from the magic chicken, which is just the line that makes me laugh.
Yeah, I know. I still like the heavy with goat and burdened with terrible chicken. For some reason, that just makes me fucking laugh, dude. It just,
oh my fucking god.
I'm going to use that at some point. So yeah, they're basically recounting. They're having to enact this whole journey of Saphrax, and Monarch of Saphrax says, "There on the other side, your mother waits to fornicate," and everyone says in unison, "Oh no, he didn't." Oh man, this
is supposedly like the first time anybody said like your mother, and of course,
yeah.
And then the next one's the best.
So Altheus actually comes in and defeats the keeper by saying, "Look over there, my my army is coming to help you." And he kills the keeper, and Altheus becomes the father of Made You Look.
Made You Look. What does it say? All hail Altheus, the father of Made You Look. All
and
hail.
This isn't even like halfway through this episode, man. And we're just, I mean, there is so much stuff here. We're probably going to miss some stuff. Or I'm going to tell you this right now.
Got to kind of speed it up. We do have another podcast.
Yeah, we do have another podcast going on.
We got a little while. But yeah, we got to keep this one under an hour.
Yeah. So the guild ends up giving 21 the station of a level 4 villain. They elevate him to this status, and Monarch's like, "What the fuck? This is my party."
I know, what the fuck. And Gary's like, "Wait a minute, my character or me?"
Yeah, I know, really. And they give him a level 4 villain status. It's just really, shocking.
It was.
So we cut back over to Dean, and Dean's telling Hank, he goes, "You probably didn't know this, but Dad's a clone just like us." And he goes, "I got that from Helper's brother, Helper's robot brother." Oh, that's right. Helper has a robot brother. And speaking of brothers, Dermot's our half brother too. Dad told me all this when he was drunk.
Yeah, and it was this is okay. So Dermot's the half brother from the girl you lost your virginity to that dad knocked up.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit,
that's not weird. Yeah,
it's not Freudian at all. And, oh, and I love. He says, "I'm jealous that he's reading off, some more of the lists, and one of them is, I'm jealous that you don't care when you've dressed like Batman in public." This is the first time, by the way, in any of these episodes they've said the name Batman. It's always been the Bat. So they actually had the balls to go out and say the Batman.
There you go. I have never noticed that, but there you go.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that, and I know other people have as well, that they never mentioned it. They always called the Bat because I thought they were afraid to be sued for, whatever, even though it's a parody. So we cut back over to Hank and Action Man. They're hanging upside down in the Wampa cave. And Action Man's like, "Well, how in the hell do you get out of here if this is your Empire Strikes Back movie?" He goes, "Well, I just used the Force, grabbed my lightsaber." He goes, "Oh, wait a minute. I'm Lando." He goes, "Well, what's Lando's powers?" "Smoldering sexuality and a rakish smuggler's charm." He goes, "Well, guess I'm going to have to I'm going to have to seduce the Wampa." And so the Wampa comes over and goes, "Well, you better start seducing now." And he goes, Hank says, "I don't claim you can have a better time with Hank 45 than without it, but why chance it?" Which is the old Colt 45 commercial. Oh my God, man. I mean, I had to ride that back like about 3 times because I was almost peeing myself laughing so hard.
I was laughing so hard. Mel came in there and she's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm just watching Venture Brothers, babe."
So the Wampa gets a hole burned through his chest and drops. And we see they've gotten saved by the Phage, whose lower half of his body is an AT-AT.
We have level 10 henchmen, formerly Apple Crow, say, "Venture trivia foul. Batman is mentioned in episode where Hank is Wonder Boy. He asked Captain Sunshine to put it in a good word with Batman."
Okay.
All right. Well, level 10 henchman, Dennis will be whipped accordingly with Viking bitches. Spoiler.
I'm only a level 7. Man. So, level 10 trumps that. That's the reason why you're level 10.
Use this side on his backside, by the way. This will be imprinted on it.
Nice.
Viking bitch. You'll basically have branded him.
So we have the Phage has the AT-AT as his lower half, and he's got wings as well, kind of like Pygar from Barbarella.
Oh God damn! Everything was wrong about that.
Yeah, there was so much wrong about that, and so
we go back to Empire 2, kinda.
I gotta watch that movie. This movie looks rad.
Makes me want to watch Barbarella again. Actually,
I know. I did go and sneak a few scenes in while I was doing some research for this.
There you go.
So Saphrax, we go back to the Saphrax, and he goes to the throne of Emperor Flavius. And he's going to go enter. He's bedded Flavius's wife 2 times, and she is with Seed now. And that is radical left and right wing.
Yes.
Or it might just be right wing now. We don't know. We don't know who won. And Dr. Z comes up and goes, no, before you go in, he goes, why don't you take my sword? And it's a real sword instead of the wooden sword that he has. And they pull back the curtain and show a restrained and gagged Doc Venture. And they say, you can slay and get rid of your grudge. Now, you're going to go in there. You're going to be alone. He goes, you can kill him. And he goes, and we'll cover it up. You get away scot-free.
Yep. And Monarch is like not feeling it at all. You can tell. He's like, what?
Yeah. As the Red Dragoon says, here in this ritual space, which is in space, anything can happen. And I love, we go back to Brock killing these guys, and he's in mid scream. He's like, ah! And he stops. He goes, hold on, I got to take a whiz. You want to take a whiz break?
Hey,
anyone want to take a whiz break? He goes, what about
guy up there who has to reload? Yeah.
You have to take a guy with a beat on me who needs to reload. And you hear the click, and he goes, damn it. How did you know? He goes, I learned how to count when I was 3. Do you need a piss or what? Yeah.
Really?
Oh, man. I mean, this is so great. Then we go back to Hatred, still trying to seduce the ICU receptionist, trying to get in. He's got one more attempt here, which, it gets a little bit more. And Dean reciting his 124th reason for being a crap brother was because he slept with Serena. You think he would have let off with that one. But no, it's his 124th. And he doesn't love Serena. He goes, he doesn't know why he did it. It just happened, which leads to possibly Serena did this on purpose, seducing the brothers.
Yes,
exactly.
Which we'll have to wait 2 years to find out, probably.
Yeah. And he just misses it being the two of them in the compound. And I love he said there, goes, fuck you, Hank. And then he pleads with Hank to come back, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then we go back over to the Phage, man, and the Phage is flying with both Hank and Action Man. And he's talking about how he stepped in the teleporter and he ended up in this Empire Strikes Back world. And he goes, I ended up here in Hank says, we're calling it Coma Town. He goes, we had different strokes. And Phage says, what you talking about, Willis? He goes, really? Nobody? Neither one of you haven't seen different strokes? I haven't seen Barbarella. And Phage is like, I haven't seen Barbarella either. Oh, man. So he goes, I know, where this big lake of goo is at. And that's when Action Man goes, the Matmos? You know where the Matmos is? Which I had to look up, man. And I was just like, shit. It's from Barbarella. And so they go end up flying towards it. Hatred at this point has taken off his shirt trying to seduce the receptionist. And he is just,
this big slab of beef. You can have it all.
For 3 minutes. You can do anything you want.
I'll just purr.
Which that he gives it a time limit, man. It just
I know.
Fuck, man. So Dean comes out and the receptionist pleads to have Dean, have your friend go away. And he says, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm here with Hank. You go home, tell Dad what's going on, and I'm going to stay here with Hank. And we go back and we see that the Phage has flown Hank and Action Man to the Matmos, and they're standing over it. And Hank's like, you know what? He goes, this is what it means to be a man. He goes, I'm going to dive into that stuff. And he goes, this is what growing up means. And the Phage is like, I don't know. Mortgage, prostate swelling, child support payments.
Yeah, he says that. What is that like? Is that like being a man? He's no, I don't think so.
Yeah, exactly.
Prostrate swelling and growth and stuff.
So
he dives in. He dives in.
Well, we get a little Wizard of Oz moment too, where he's saying goodbye to everyone. He gives Phage an oil can, which where the fuck did he get the oil can from?
I don't know.
And Phage goes, where the hell did you get an oil can? And he jumps in and Action Man says, that kid has moxie. And Phage goes, that kid has undiagnosed attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah.
Which is true. Yes.
It is very true.
So Brock ends up sending back a body this time with a note attached saying that they're going to return Doc or he's coming in to go get him himself. And that's when watching we're like, oh shit, okay, we need to go and talk to everybody, at the guild. At this point, the monarch comes out, and there's no blood on your sword, and he's like, yeah, I didn't kill him. And the monarch's like, you know what? He goes, I can't go through this whole thing without my henchmen. He goes, I'm too old to start this shit all over again from the beginning.
Fuck this.
And he goes,
fuck you.
Fuck you. Yeah. And that's
I'm out. Monarch out. And they're like,
that's when 21 shows up and says, you know what? Fuck you too. He goes, I'm not going to be a villain. I can't do this by myself either. And that was the final test that basically they were swearing
so proud of you,
each other.
You passed.
Yeah. And they both become level 10 villains and henchmen.
Yes. And it gets, at the very end.
So Watch and Ward come in and they're like, hey, we don't want to, put a damper on the after party, but we got to return Doc. And Ward's like, come on, I want to say it. He goes, all right, go ahead, tell him. And he gives him the news that the Monarch and Doc are related, but he does it off screen, and all we hear is, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, there's like an establishing shot of the base, and yes, hench for life. Yeah. Hench for life. And then the stinger was just Dean. Dean wakes up in the hospital, and Hank, the receptionist, comes out and says Hank is gone. He's like, what? He was okay. He was a good. No, he's gone. Like he left. He's gone.
Yeah.
And then Hank is lost in the crowd, and he's going to go find himself.
Well, he goes,
himself, and he has the Batman mask on.
Well, Dean runs out, and this is actually from Darkman. It's the final scene from Darkman.
Yes. Yes.
It's actually paraphrased. Yeah. I'm not even sure. I think they actually took the actual lines from Darkman. Yes. I'm a man on a mission, and a mission on a man.
So let's get to the chat. We don't have a ton of time to get to the chat, but that was a long recap.
It was a long recap. Yeah.
But we'll try to get to as much as possible. Mary Ashmead's just coming in to say hi. She didn't want to get spoiled. Man of Action is here. It might need 2 shows for this episode. It's gender fluid tank is full. Don't forget to change your gender fluid every 3,000 miles, people.
Exactly. And rotate those tires too. And by tires, I mean testicles. There we go. So yes, where were we? Level 10 henchman says this might be one of the best Venture episodes ever.
Really?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, just the amount of stuff. Yes, Red Mantle and Dragoon. Thank you. I was saying Red Dragoon. Sorry about that, States admin. Thank you for the correction on that. And Freezer. I didn't have it written down in my notes, unfortunately. And I can only remember so much. It spills out my brain every now and then. Yes, Man of Action. We have Man of Action in the building for Action Man. There we go. Viking Bitch says that chuckle as Brock slides through the blood wearing a mask cheered me up immensely. Brock is back.
Hell yeah. Mako says The Office and Community got me laughing a lot, but Venture Brothers is consistently roll on the floor funny. It might be that it's my kind of humor. Yes. But it's nerd humor. It definitely is. It speaks to us. It sings to us. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen on television since fucking like the original Police Squad, when Police Squad was on.
Yeah.
That shit made me laugh, but this makes me laugh just as hard.
Viking Bitch says the Monarch summed up my week. Fuck it. Fuck this. Fuck you. I'm out.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, that summed up my week last week. Right there with you. Yep.
States admin. I am the Bat. Yes. I love the final.
I am the Bat.
I am the Bat.
I got to work on my Hank a little bit, but
Mary Ashmead's you already said that she just popped in. Rough Girl, I guess I need to watch the show. I'm listening to Dennis and Gary talk about it. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu, and it's free right now. You don't want to watch that episode. And the DVDs, if you want to get them on eBay or because they don't have a Blu-ray for season 1 and 2, are cheap as hell. So and definitely worth it because you get some pretty good special features on them. So
we have a little more background on Saphrax and Alatheus from Rodan. Saphrax and Alatheus led them to victory over the Romans, which were a watershed moment in the destruction of Rome. I think it foretells Rusty and Malcolm's role with the Guild and the OSI. Yeah.
It also gives a whole new meaning to the name, the Venture Brothers.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There you go.
Mako says, I agree. The Office and Community got me laughing. No, you already said that. You already went through that one. Sorry.
You go down, I'll go up and see if I missed anything. But there's a lot of crosstalk and people.
Yes. Tarkus Jedi says, the Force is strong with this chat. Yes, it is. But you know what? The sexuality is even.
Carrie Dalton is asking, when is Gary sending out the poison teeth to the Patreon members? Very soon. It's only, the mission is still a ways out. I'm thinking 2019, but very soon, Carrie. Dennis is hard at work on it. Yeah. Dennis has to sneak out the right things from the lab he works in.
Oh, God, no.
Yes.
Mike Sider says, I like that scene from Half Baked. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool, and fuck you.
Yep. I forgot that.
Yeah,
yes.
That's pretty much what it was. Yeah.
I like the you're cool.
Penn Farm Girl says, I'm confused, but testicular torsion sounds painful. Yes, testicular torsion is actually a real thing, I found out, and it was because of the Venture Brothers. Again, they come up with some of the weirdest shit. That's true, which, when you have a show that forces you to actually research stuff, it's special. It's a little bit on the special side.
Yeah. Okay. So testicular torsion is when the testicle rotates. If it twists, or it's basically if you twist your testicles, right?
It happened to Dean during a hench. He was getting arched, and they had grabbed Dean, and he had testicular torsion go on, and so he had to tap out for a medical emergency.
Testicular torsion occurs when the testicle rotates, twisting the spermatic cord that brings blood to the scrotum. This reduces blood flow and causes sudden and often severe pain and swelling. It fucking hurts.
Yes, it hurts bad, from what I understand. There we go. Mikey Mitch says the commentaries on the Venture Brother discs are just as funny as the show. Yes, they are. They're pretty damn good. Excuse me. Jody says, so Dennis is our resident mad scientist. Cool. No, I actually work with a lot of mad scientists, and by mad I mean very fucking angry.
Yeah,
they really are at times.
They need Viking bitch to go counsel them, I think.
Good God. Level 10 henchman says apparently Doc suffered from it in his youth and definitely had to do a PSA. Yes, there was a one of those kind of film strips, educational film strips that they showed. It was pretty damn funny.
Yep.
Yes, season 2, Man of Action. That's where we heard about it. Was season 2. And I went to the bottom of the chat there. You seen anything?
Midnight Edge After Dark. What happened to Dennis? I slapped him so hard I knocked his beard off. I'm just kidding. Dennis owns a razor. Something I have not seen in a long time.
And I use mine on occasion, especially when I get scratchy.
Well, you use yours all the time, just only occasionally on your face.
Yes. Yes. And I'm not going to say where.
So there you go.
I know.
What's up, Tom? Hench for life. Go Team Venture. This fucking sucks. We better not have to fucking wait 2 years. Jackson Public. Hammer. But thank you. I almost wanted to applaud after this episode. It was so fucking good.
Yeah. Mako actually quoted you here. It says, you go down, I'll go up. Gary 2018.
Hey. There's our t-shirt right there.
There's our t-shirt right there. There we go.
We know where Mako's mind is. It's right where everybody else is in this chat. Exactly. Is it time for butt chugging at this point? Nope, that's the next show.
Level 10 henchman says maybe season 8 will deal with who Jonas's brothers are. That would be interesting.
There's way more to it. I'm gonna have to rewatch this season.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a retrospective next week. So next week, Friday or Saturday, look for like a full season retrospective and Q&A on, because we have a shitload of comments and I kind of want to go over them on the air. So we're gonna do that, get into theories and stuff. So I'll put that on the schedule for Friday or next Friday or Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
Jimny6411 says Brock killed more than 15 henchmen, so the broken windpipe guide lied. Yeah, they probably started sending more guys through.
Well, did he go 20? Yeah. I mean, yes, he did lie.
Yeah,
he lied while he was dying. So I mean, hench for life, bro. Hench for life.
Hench for life.
I almost want to get that fucking tat. I really.
Across your stomach?
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh my god. I got to remind me on the Friday night. Nah, maybe a future time. I'll tell the story of the guy who got San Diego. Maybe I've told that story. San Diego. Put across the stomach. Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh man.
And we knew it the whole fucking time. We're just yeah.
Rough Girl says, I just renewed my Patreon today. Thank you so much, Rough Girl.
A little applause for that. Yes. Everybody got a really late night mumbly Venom review last night from me. So
oh really?
Yeah, spoiler free. That was up. Viking bitches, I'll do it, Gary. I might. What the fuck? Why not? You know?
Hench for life, man.
It's
that was
just like anybody sees that except for Mrs. Nerderotic and the inside of my shower. So
Mike Sider, why is the Frank above the beans? Oh, God, when there's something about Mary reference. There we go.
Carrie Dalton. That's like the one thing Mrs. Nerderotic. Mrs. Nerderotic actually has more tattoos than Mr. Nerderotic, so she wouldn't give us. She would not give a rat's ass.
Mike Sider says, I may have inherited my condition for the sake of comedy. Oh man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can continue the conversation on Friday Night Tights if you want, I want to be good and prepared. And we're gonna start a little early, okay? So we can get our Venom review in because Susan's gonna she's gonna come in afterwards. So
yes.
Venture Brother fans, if you stay through the whole video, next week it'll be go to nerderotic.com, look for the schedule. We're going to do a Q&A on all of our chat. We're going to read all the comments from all 10 episodes, or the best ones, and do a little Q&A on it and talk about theories for next season, and hopefully we don't have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to know now whether or not Dr. Mrs. the Monarch is, or Dr. Mrs. the Guild member, whatever the hell she's calling herself now, is pregnant or not.
So that's one of those. That's right. I didn't even think about that, and she totally is. And Swift, the greatest show on television. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of there's so many good ones that are top tier, but Venture Brothers, The Expanse, Legion, top Counterpart. Those are that's the best things I've seen this year.
Yeah, and this is consistently good. You got 7 seasons of really consistently good storytelling.
There's no episode I would skip or fast forward through at any point. So I can't say that about many. This is as close to I don't throw out 10 out of 10s, and neither does Dennis, but this is close.
This is a 10 out of 10 for me, definitely. This is something that I will go out of my way, to see, to find extras on, that kind of thing. I definitely will. And
Freezer says 21 is the father. Oh, that would be so funny.
Oh God,
that would be funny.
Oh God, that would.
Mako says 10 out of 10 as well.
Yeah. State's admin, Dr. Mrs. is knocked up. How did I miss that foreshadowing? That actually happened during the Blind Rage episode with Red Death, where he started talking about her breasts spilling out of her cups, and that she got sick when she met her she was supposed to take her last arch, or it's another, her last arch. I don't know if it was a good guy or not. And she got sick, and then the previous episode she lost her temper hardcore and wanted to fight somebody. So that's where that, and having mood swings. Yeah. And then also preening Gary's hair and stuff like that, and kind of mothering him, dressing him up as one of the Moppets, but her child, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was all kinds of really heavy-handed stuff that was there,
dude. And that's stuff regular TV shows do not think about, that. Just that little that's they go so. I mean, they took 2 years, and it shows. There are shows on HBO that do not write this well and aren't this good at continuity. Oh my God, that's Star Trek Discovery short. I mean, just in my visceral review, I missed all the crap that they missed in continuity from their own show. So, and it's in a short with 2 people in it. I mean, oh fuck. Yeah, don't watch that. Sorry. Okay, so let's go. Dennis.
All right.
And so yeah, we're gonna eke out, we're gonna get one more Venture Brothers show out of this. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. Please hang out. We'll be back on the air in about I'll say 30 minutes, but maybe sooner. I'm gonna put this one up. We're doing a Venom review, and then there's a shit ton of news to talk about. So
shit ton of news.
Nerderotic.com is our website. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our Patreon. We are nothing without the people in the chat. We do everything live. Thank you very much again. You guys were on point tonight, as always. And as were you, Dennis. Take us out.
Children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait another 2 years to see the next episode of Venture Brothers.
Go Team Venture.
Go Team Venture.